So, couple of weeks ago I came back from Indonesia and people ask me almost all the time how much money did I spend being there for 30 days, and that's why I decided to make a video about it, and that's why today we'll talk about the cost of living in Indonesia. Like, I used to say that it's expensive and I'm like the millionaire, so you cannot afford it, but this is not the truth. And honestly, if you want the prices, like the price, like exact price, how much I did spend there for 30 days, yeah, I can tell you because I love you. And this is like 1,500 euros. It includes transportation to Indonesia, food, accommodation, attractions there, and the transportation like the buses, scooters, or everything else what can be helpful to live there. And if you want to get to know a little bit more about the prices, then stay with me right now and we'll talk about it in details. As you can guess, like, accommodation is the first thing that you need to take into consideration when you are going somewhere, and this is the main expense that you need to pay for when you are staying there. And in Indonesia, accommodation varies a lot. Like, you can find very cheap places, probably around 5 euros per night, in very not very good place. It can be dirty, it can be without breakfast, it can be without air conditioning and without any other stuff, but this is very basic stuff. On the other hand, you can find something very high-end, so the villas and the places with the swimming pools, with the catering or the private personnel and so on, and this is still pretty cheap when you compare it to the European prices. So if you want something for your friends, like you're going there 4 or 5 people and you're gonna pay for it together, then you can expect that you will pay for it like under 100 euros per night for the very good place, house or villa or something like that. But if you're looking for something for the one person, then the best places are of course hostels and the guest house, and the average prices for this kind of places, like from my own experience, is around 7 to 10 euros per night. So in this price you get like very good hostel or the guest house. It's together with the breakfast, it's together with the air condition, so the condition there are pretty good, and the level of comfort there is also very nice. It's clean and good people there. One of these kind of places is Deva Hostel in Ubud. I paid for it around 7 euros and I was very happy about it. I also mentioned about food and the breakfast. When you are staying somewhere, like, breakfast are almost always something like the pancakes or the toast or something very similar. Not very big portions, so probably you would need to go somewhere else and to eat something. Food in Indonesia is absolutely amazing. You will love it from the first sight, and even though it can be a little bit boring after 30 days, like eating rice all the time and rice, and you won't be disappointed at all. Apart from the fact that the food there is very good, and you won't find this kind of food right here in Europe, it's very cheap, because like if you are looking for the street style food, like the places which are served by locals, then you can find food up to like 3-4 euros per entire meal. So you're getting the main meal, main dish, and like the drink, so the fresh juice or cola or tea or whatever you want. And if you want to eat something a little bit more European and Western, then you can go and find a fancy restaurant and eat the pizza or eat whatever you want, and there you will pay around 5-10 euros, depends what you eat, where you eat. But if you are going to a place like Canggu, for example, the places, most of the restaurants are pretty fancy, European style, and the prices there are a little bit higher. But again, it's still very cheap. And what else, like if you are looking for something very cheap, then yeah, you can find it. Seriously, we had a situation when just walking around find very good food. Like we have, honestly it was the best food I've eaten there, and it was so fucking cheap because it costed like less than €1 for Nasi Campur, and Nasi Campur is like the basic meal there, so you're getting the rice with some additional ingredients, and it's like the chicken, some vegetables and other stuff, and you could get it just for €1 for it. Like mind-blowing thing, and it's so fucking good. I couldn't publish this video without mentioning about alcohol as well. You won't be only lying on the beach, you won't be only surfing, you won't be only going here and there and sightseeing all the time. You will go for the party as well, because parties there are awesome. You have like live music with the band, and they are playing, you are dancing, and everything is cool. And then you can also drink alcohol, but the strong alcohol there is very hardly accessible, or if you have this alcohol, then it's so expensive. Honestly, I don't remember the exact prices, but it was like very expensive. And the most popular thing that you drink there is of course beer, and one beer is the most popular one is the Bintang. It's a lovely beer which is loved by the locals and it's loved by the tourists, and the beer actually costs almost the same price in the shops and in the locals, and you can expect around €1.5 to €3 per one bottle of beer. Depends what size of the beer you're buying and where you buy it, but it's still pretty good price. And of course Indonesia is well known because of what? Of mushrooms. Yes, drugs. Don't take drugs, kids. But if you finally decide or you're interested in the price, then yeah, you can buy it for around €5 for this kind of packet, and people are going next to you on a party. It's like mushrooms. They don't care at all. You can also find the little plates with this, or the signs with the information that you can find the mushrooms here or there, and yeah, you can buy it just like that. People are eating it all the time. I have never tried. Transportation in Indonesia is so wide topic. You have so many options to choose when it comes to moving from one place to another. And we can start from the flights. You have a lot of domestic flights. These are very cheap. For example, the domestic flight inside the Java island from Jakarta to Yogjakarta costed me around €30, and it took 1.5 hours to get from Jakarta to Yogyakarta. The same route by train, but by train costs around €10, €15, depends on the exact train and the class, but the economic class costs around €10, as I said. I have never tried trains there, but as I know, the trains are in a very good condition, and it has also the air conditioning, so very good. You know, like the train takes around 8 hours and the plane takes 1.5, so it's much better deal just to take the plane. And when it comes to the longer flights, I'm sure that you won't pay more than €100 per long flights, like between the islands or something like that. I'm 100% sure when you be there, you will use scooter. Scooters are the easiest way to go from one city to another, or from one attraction to another, and you can just rent a scooter, have your own base in one city for a few days, and then you can go to the beach, go to sightseeing, go to meet with your friends, go for the party on a scooter. Yes, you can go and party with your scooter, but remember, it's better not to drink and drive on a scooter. People don't care, people do it all the time, but if something happens, then you can have some problems and then you will need to struggle with police or whatever, or the locals. So it's better not to drink, but well, sometimes if you need... okay, never mind. And the scooter per day costs around 3 euros. It's like nothing. And just be careful when you're like renting the scooters. Wear helmet and check if scooter works okay, mostly the brakes, and you need to be gentle, like acceleration and so on. If it's your first time on a scooter, it's better to try riding on it, driving the scooter somewhere in Europe or where you live. I heard a lot of stories when someone just had a crash or something and they were injured pretty badly. So yeah, just be careful. And on the other hand, if you are scared of scooters, then you can rent a car. Car is around 10-15 euros per entire day, and again you can drive, you can go anywhere. Moreover, you can even rent or hire your personal private driver, and this driver will just give you a lift wherever you want, so you can drive with him here, there, blah blah blah, and he will be giving you a lift all the time wherever you want for the entire day. It costs again around 30-40 euros. I haven't tried it. And of course, when you are driving your scooter or you're driving your car, you need petrol, because how to drive without petrol? And petrol in Indonesia is very cheap. You can buy it for less than 1 euro. The average price depends where you buy. If it's on a gas station or in a local shop, it's like 0.4, 0.5, 0.6 euro. Depends where you buy, as I said. And this is funny because you can buy your petrol on a gas station like the normal European people, or you can buy petrol in a shop, and then the young or the old nice lady will come to you and will sell you 1 bottle of petrol. If you drive a lot, 2 liters of the petrol is enough to drive for the entire day. You have also Uber and similar services like Gojek, like Grab and something else, and in general it's very cheap, but you need to have in mind that some places and some areas are forbidden for using this service. So you can find drivers in this area, but they will tell you like no, they cannot come, or they have some struggles and they are asking you what you wear and how you look like, so they can find you easy and just grab you pretty fast, because they don't want to have fights with the real taxi drivers. And the last means of transport in Indonesia are of course boats. Because of the many islands everywhere, you need to use boats, because these are in many cases the cheapest way to get from one island to the other. And you can find the fast boats which are very expensive, and you can pay for them like 15, 16, 20 euros, and but these are very fast, so you can get from one side to the other in an hour or even less. And you can find also like the local boats which are much more cheaper, and they can cost euro, 2 euros, 3 euros. It takes a little bit more time to get with these boats from one island to the other, and these are also less comfortable. Police fees, yes, they did it, they found me and they told me you need to pay because you didn't wear your helmet. So remember about your helmet, remember about your driving license, and don't drive like crazy, and then everything will be okay, because they don't care about anything else than helmets and driving license. And if it happens, then you need to be prepared for paying around 30-40 euros when it comes to the legal way. But they are very often, you can just pretend that you don't have money, that you need you have only one bill or something, and they will take it anyway. You can even mention that you need some more money for the petrol, for example, because you're out of it, and again, like, they're able even to give you the change. And yeah, I honestly had a problem with it. They wanted firstly like 30 euros or 40 euros, but finally I paid like 5 or even less. And when it comes to driving the scooters in Indonesia or any other mean of transport by your own, just be careful. They're driving like crazy, and at the beginning it looks scary, but after 1 or 2 days you're gonna get used to it and you're gonna be like them. But still, like, don't trust your skills as much as they do, because you are new there and it's very easy to get injured and to have a crash, so be careful. Laundry. Yes, you need to have your clothes clean. So when your clothes are dirty, the entire procedure is very easy. You are going to find the laundry first. They are everywhere. Then you're going there, you're finding the lady, and she will take your clothes. Then she will just wash them, and on the next day you can just go and take them. She will just check the weight, and you will pay around €1.5 per kilogram. The internet! Yes, we are addicted to the internet, and when you're like the blogger, vlogger, Instagrammer, whoever you are, you're just addicted to it. You need internet, you need to post, then you need to buy the internet data. Internet data, again, pretty cheap thing. You can buy it almost everywhere. Depends if it's the cheap place or the expensive place, like the touristic or not. In the not very touristic places you can buy the 10-12 gigabytes of internet per 3-4 euros, and when it comes to the touristic places you can buy this 10-12 gigabytes of the internet for 8-10 maybe 12 euros per SIM card. And then if you finish it, you're buying another one, and you can repeat the process as many times as you want, but don't use the internet too much, because what for? And some things on the internet are blocked. There are many sites which are blocked because they have some strange rules. So you won't watch porn. Yeah, you won't watch porn there, for example. So if you need this site, then you need to think about VPN. And the last thing are attractions. Let's start from surfing. Surfing is the best thing that you can do there. It's amazing. Like, don't just lie on the beach, just go and surf, try it. There are many places which are prepared for the beginners, and you can even find your own teacher. Not teachers, it's too much sad. Like, they're teachers. They're just young guys who have a lot of experience in water, because they are living there from the young years and they are like surfing all the time, so they can just push you, tell you when you should stand up. It's not that easy in the real life as it seems. It's easy with them, but later when you are trying it on your own, it's much harder. It took me almost 10 days, even if I had the teacher, and after 10 days I could make it. I felt good that, yeah, I could stand a few times, like 5 out of 50. And for the teacher you will need to pay around 15 euros. The board for 1 day costs 3 euros. Yeah, and you can go on any beach you want, and you can surf, and you can do this awesome thing, and you will love it, seriously. Any other attractions like temples, national parks, or any other things where you need to pay a fee, and the entrance fee, are expensive for Europeans. You need to be prepared for around 18-20 euros per temple, and you need to be prepared for around 12-15 euros per entrance fee to the national park, for example, when you are going to Mount Bromo. Unfortunately, by the tourists, like we Europeans, have much higher prices than locals. Locals pay 1-3 euros for this kind of entrance fee. I have never tried tours. You can find many tours to other islands, to the mountains. It starts from around 1 million rupias, which is 65-70 euros. You can afford this as well. Like summarizing, I spend around 30 euros per day, which includes everything. It includes accommodation, it includes food, like three meals every day with drinks. It includes alcohol, it includes parties, it includes transportation like scooter almost every day. It includes also surfing and renting the board for 10 days and attractions like a few temples and national park and so on. So in total it costed me around 1,000 euro per month, which is almost nothing. And if you have 1,500 euros or 2,000 euros, then you can live there on a very good level, on a high level. You can just spend, don't save money at all, just going out, doing whatever you want, and you still have money and you don't have to care about it. So what's my recommendation here? Just go there, have fun, and do it, and it will be amazing. Seriously, Indonesia is like one of the best countries I have ever been. So if you like this channel and if you like this video, then give me a thumb up and subscribe, and yeah, I'm waiting for you on the next video because I have some more materials from Indonesia. Have fun and have a good day. Bye.